Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again on the Generator Reacts Reaction for you guys. This is Season 2, Episode 16. Of course, we're not on the title until I get into the episode. I was not prepared for last week's episode, and I'm still thinking about it because I honestly thought going into the episode, okay, it's just going to be another interesting episode. We'll see what happens because the opening has this scientist and he's claiming he can cure Evos, not realizing the impactful things that occur in that episode because Holiday gets her sister back. She is actually cured. It's insane how they pulled it off, and the visuals of it, and the fact that Six was willing to sacrifice himself to do it. Six has a heart-to-heart moment with Holiday, and then they actually are apparently going on a date at the end of the episode. And then Rex even opens up and says, I don't know, I want to say this, like, you probably never hear me say it again, but I appreciate you, and I love the fact, or I think the word is, like, I appreciate you, like, being a partner of mine, or whatever. Like, it was a really touching moment between those two characters. Just a lot of things happening, that there was a lot of, like, payoff and a lot of moments that we've been building up to that just needed to be said, especially between Six and Holiday. So I really love the episode so much, and I'm curious to see where we go from here, because, I mean, we had a huge high of an episode in terms of, like, moments, craziness, and I still think Van Cleef was on that monitor, that screen or whatever, with all those people in the shadows, like, looking to buy Evos from that scientist. I really do think Van Cleef was there. Some of you guys were commenting saying, I think he was there too. I think that was him, one of the silhouettes. But anyways, I don't know where we go from here. I'm expecting this episode's not going to top last week's episode, but all I'm asking for is a good episode of the show. That's all I'm asking for. So without further ado, let's check it out, guys. Let's go.
Do not panic. Remember your training.
In all my years of working at Providence, watch what you say, watch what you do.
What is going on?
The future of Providence may depend upon it.
Press.
Inside the top-secret organization known as Providence. All your questions are about to be answered. Welcome to Providence Exposed.
Make way, stop the revolution.
This is cool.
I don't know, is it cool? Wrong.
How's my hair?
Why are they allowed in there? Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Six, please show Miss Farah whatever she wants to see.
Agent 6 is the name.
Is there a Mrs. Six?
That's a big question we all have to ask.
I got stories that'll make them run screaming for the hills.
But Providence is
Run.
focused on a great many studies.
Not a good time.
Uh-oh.
So, Agent Six, how did you become a Providence agent?
It's a long
That's also
story.
highly sensitive.
Amazing story, though.
Good morning.
Oh, hello.
My name is Dr. Rebecca Holiday. How do you balance the threat of Evos, the constant danger, with being a woman?
They've all seen that, though. Oh. Cheering. Yeah.
How often do you do this?
At least once a week here at HQ.
Okay,
When
that's
I'm
cool.
in other parts of the country or the world, Providence sets up a mobile cure station.
Uh-oh.
Shut it off. Please. Give these people their privacy. I just wish I could look cool on camera somehow.
You can just help that family there.
Good luck.
How do you get fresh milk without any nanites in it?
If you must know.
What do you think about White Knight's obsession with staying nanite-free at the expense of human contact?
Ooh.
He's a man of many mysteries. You want to tell me how a Class 5 Evo got out of its electromagnetically sealed container?
Don't worry about
and
it.
just happened to cross paths with our tour? That last Evo, you just helped it molt so it could grow. Its body is still out there somewhere.
Providence is run like a finely tuned machine.
And then you had to go do
Until
this.
you decide to throw a monkey wrench into the works.
I may have accidentally knocked open a cage or two.
May have accidentally.
That.
Wow. Oh. It's a weird looking thing for sure. Oh my god, it's like a T-Rex. Jesus.
Now's your chance.
What is the real truth behind the nanite event that created the Evos?
Long story.
That's classified.
Wait, let me do that again.
Not good.
Try to steer it in the direction.
Little home stream.
Listen carefully and do exactly as I say.
I'm assuming it got to the core.
Just a minor downgrade of power.
We have a level 1 priority
Oh,
drill. Repeat, this is our daily drill.
it's Taco Day. It looks nice. I'll get some tacos.
Agent 6.
Oh, shit. Uh-oh.
You're not going anywhere now, buddy.
You don't know that. Don't say that. Uh-oh. Rex, you want to get out of there or do something.
Miss Vera, I'm not going to stop you from filming, but for your own safety and
You
the
wanna
safety
get out.
of your crew, please, fire.
Is it going to work? Nope. Yeah, this is just getting worse. Oh, shit. Oh, wrong room. Uh-oh.
Still not a good time. Okay, big boy. No
Big
more crawl
boy.
spaces,
This is all
no
your
more
fault, by the way.
hallways.
I think it's massive. Oh, my God. What are you going to do on top of it like that? Oh. There you go. Now the camera's on me, can't say nothing. It's all Agent 6, yep.
Look out, ladies. Agent 6 is the full package. Brains, brawn, and he's the Providence agent you women wanted to get to know.
Up close and personal. A man of many mysteries.
And yes, ladies,
He's single.
He is single.
And there you guys have it. And overall, it was a pretty decent episode. I think what actually made it better was seeing the actual like final piece from all the filming that happened throughout the episode, because it wasn't really about Providence. It was, but no, it's actually about Six. It's actually about him and the fact that he's single, and then the edit, because it really boils down to the edit. As she said to Rex, it's all about the edit. Don't worry, it really does boil down to the edit, because it really is about Six being single, and he's a ladies' man. It's classified. He's the heart of the operation. Like all of that stuff, and all the things he was saying in the out of context and the way she put it into new context. What does he really hide behind those shades? Is he single, or is he's single, ladies, or is he? And then it shows Holiday, which that was never actually addressed, like in terms of like what happened last week, in terms of, you know, her sister being, you know, saved and everything, and then now they went on a date, presumably. There's nothing mentioned of that. Now, I am watching the show, I think, in release order, so I'm not watching in production order of Generator X, so maybe that's wise, because maybe production-wise, in the actual chronological story or whatever, that hasn't happened yet when we watch this episode, so with me watching it in release order, that may be the issue too. But regardless, I just found it funny how the most scary day or whatever of Providence's history is the fact that the press is showing up to expose Providence. And no, it really boils down to Six. And I should have known right away that the real intent of this whole thing was not Providence, but Six itself, because she literally goes, "Is there a Mrs. Six? Is there someone else you're seeing?" Like, right away, like the first thing she asks him. So that was fun to kind of see all that unfold, where we see all this chaos and mayhem, and Rex is so down. Like, he wants to, like, he's so, like, ready to be on camera. And, of course, you know, freaking Bobo, he's like, "I'm ready to go to camera." And then, of course, he gets in front of the camera, and he completely gets shuts down. And he falls down. It's so funny. It's like a thing where he is like so bound and determined to tell these stories that are crazy and over the top, and it's going to cause all this. As soon as the camera's like, "You have something to say?" Camera. Falls over. He just completely loses it entirely. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, all of this mayhem was Rex's fault. Like, yeah, Bobo did some work in terms of letting those Evos out, but the one Evo that was based, I guess, around a spider or something, because it looked kind of like a spider, but also kind of like a beetle or something, that was small, and then there's a husk of it, where basically it got out of the husk, and then now it's getting bigger through electricity. And you know what it reminded me of a little bit? If you've played Gears of War, I don't remember what the actual creature is called, but but like they're like these giant spider creatures with like a bunch of eyes and these sharp teeth, and they have these giant like legs like spiders, and like there's like two front ones that slam down, and they're pretty intense creatures in Gears of War. That's what, when it got bigger and had the bigger like legs or whatever, and it was like this little body, but it was like these huge giant legs and stuff, and the electricity ones like, it reminded me of that a little bit in terms of its design, which once again goes, and I've said this before, it goes to show the amount of detail they put into the designs of Evos, because this Evo was at first very simplistic, a bunch of eyes, little legs, kind of like a spider, and then it just kept growing in this massive, like these legs, electricity powers, and just the more it kept growing, the more it kept changing its look. I really liked seeing the evolution of it throughout the episode. It was definitely fun, and it was really cool to see that, just showing once again the amount of different designs they can come up with. And I don't even know how they're keeping up with all the different designs they've done, but because they've done so many in this show, like it's pretty insane, but it's really well done. So round of applause, literally round of applause to whoever is coming up with the design of the Evos, because they're continuing to crush it here. One thing I want to also point out and note about this episode too, something that's actually never been discussed or addressed in terms of Rex's abilities to now, more so as he's continuing to learn and use his abilities to cure people. They have now referenced, and it was filmed for TV, and it was filmed on camera, and I thought they would have included this, but of course the whole puff piece really was about Six and everything. But Rex, apparently once a week in Providence, they bring people in, or some building within Providence, which goes to show that they do let people in Providence besides the press. So there are people that are showing up family-wise, or maybe it's like a secure location within Providence, so they only go to this one area and then they're like lifted out or whatever, airlifted in, airlifted out. I don't know. It wasn't really said specifically, but once a week, apparently Rex goes and actually tries to cure Evos. He unfortunately wasn't able to cure one, so it's proven he's an incurable. And unfortunately, I think it was a son and his and the guy's wife, presumably they're not going to be able to get their loved one back. They're not going to be able to get dad or their husband back because of the fact that it's incurable. And then Rex says, even if I'm like out and about, they come up with like a mobile version where I'm able to still help people. And so it's interesting that they actually addressed this in the episode, because it was a heartfelt moment, because Rex is obviously at the moment when he's out and about, he is trying to help people, heal Evos out there while he's fighting, but they are specifically finding Evos and bringing the family with them to try to see if Rex can cure them. So I found that really fascinating, and I think it was a pretty impactful moment in the episode. Like, I wasn't expecting it, but I think it's actually good that they at least addressed this and brought this up, that they are doing something about that Rex is actually doing something like this, because he has the ability, and he's learning more so to try to push through like barriers he was having before in terms of helping curing Evos, and now he's able to do more so. But unfortunately, as we saw with the second Evo he was trying to cure, and he tried again, it didn't work, that it's not bulletproof. Like, it's not gonna always happen, and pretty much just proving like, well, maybe it's an incurable, or maybe it just won't happen. Who knows? So it's nice to see that Rex was doing that, and the fact that Rex told them to turn the camera off, like, this is a very personal moment, a private moment. Please don't film them. Like, I'm trying to help them. Fortunately, I was not able to. You don't need to be filming the aftermath of them not able to get their loved one back into their life because of the failed attempt that Rex tried to do. Obviously, Rex was embarrassed, but also at the same time, this family's in mourning even more so because they're not getting their loved one back. So that was a nice little moment in between all the chaos, and the fact that we saw Rex's brother a couple times, and it's always not a good time, and all this whatever he's doing. Who knows what he's exactly doing. There. They also brought up too how White's able to get milk, and I'm assuming food in general, but also drinks, into his containment area without any sort of like Evo nanites or whatever, any sort of like DNA. And it's because there was some sort of process they do where it removes all of it as it gets transported to him, so like there's nothing. But here's the thing, at some point that machine's probably not going to work anymore. It's not going to catch all of it, and so I think he has been infected. I don't think he truly is immune, or he's never been infected by the. I just feel like he has been infected. That's just my guess. But they're saying that this machine makes it where they transport food or drinks or whatever to him, that it finds a way to remove that DNA or whatever from it so that he won't be infected. But I don't know. I don't know. And she even brings up the question too, Six. Like, how do you feel about the fact that your superior is like doing all this work to prevent from being exposed potentially to it? Like, how do you feel? Like, well, he's a man of many mysteries. Like, he really didn't want to like, be revealing to what he probably really feels about it, or how he really feels about the whole situation regarding certain things that probably happened in Providence. He probably just like he didn't want to be open and honest, because the more he probably revealed about his true intentions or emotions or whatever, it would probably look really bad. So it's for the best probably not to bring it up. We're saying it, you know. So yeah. Overall, I had a good time with this episode. I should have guessed that it was going to be about this whole thing at the end, Six being single and all that stuff, and he's a ladies' man, and I should have known that was going to be the approach, but I still found it fun that they were really treating it like a very serious thing, and then, of course, Rex had to go and make it even more crazier with letting Evos out, or at least Bobo helping him in the process to make him look good on camera, which he only got to be there. He was like, his hands up, and then like he was waving or smiling at one point, and that's it. It's all about Six. It's all about Six at the end of the day. So what you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.